I'll bet you're ready to really lay one on me. Vibe coding isn't going to last. What are you, crazy? What an idiot! Yeah, I can hear it now. But hold on, really. Listen to me carefully and pay attention because there's much more to say about this, and it's true. I do not think this is years away. It might be, but I think it could happen very, very quickly. I don't see any obstacles in the way. And if you do, please leave a comment. Tell me about them. Don't bother with the sneering "you're an idiot" stuff. And no, I won't delete your comment. You're entitled to your opinion, and I don't delete opinions that think I'm a damn fool. But I want to know why I'm a damn fool about this. Tell me why. Tell me why what I'm thinking about here is infeasible, impossible, will never work, da 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 da. All of that. Please do that. By the way, one quick edit here that I put in after the completion of the video. I'm not going to edit out all of my ums and ahs and bad transitions and all that. I'll show you why at the end. I'll tell you why later on in this video, but just get used to hearing and ah and all that usually I would try to edit out. Okay? I started doing a vibe-coded app a couple of days ago, and I was really enjoying myself. I posted some videos here and wrote several articles at pcunix.medium.com about this and how happy I was and how much fun it was and how you should try it too because it's a blast and you really don't need to know much about anything to do it. Yeah. Okay. I was going along and I'd added a lot of features to the app and a lot of nice things that I wanted. It was a reminders app, or it is a reminders app. I haven't trashed it yet, but I'm about to. And it got to the point where it started to get complicated. I realized that I needed to be able to put in reminders that would say things like, I want to be reminded about doing my push-ups and pull-ups and chair squats 3 times a week. I want to do them on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And if I have not completed them by 10 a.m., I want to be reminded. And if I still haven't done them by 3 p.m., I want to be reminded again. And if I forget them entirely, don't just put them forward to the next day. Mark them as a skip and move them into the skipped reminders list. Now, that's a pretty complicated bit of logic, and it's complicated to put in an interface that looks good, along with all the other possible choices of do it every 3 days, do it on the first Tuesday of November, and every odd month after that, things like that. All of the possible things that I might put in to a reminder app for scheduling it starts to get very complicated for the person trying to use this. And then I stopped dead in my tracks and I realized, well, damn it, I'm telling this Codex AI to build software that can do this through an interface in an app, but why couldn't I just tell an AI directly that I want to be reminded of these things and let it remind me on these complicated schedules that I decide I need for my reminders? Why couldn't I do that? Why do I need to select a complicated interface in an app to get what I want to happen? Tell me, why do I need to do that? So I asked the ChatGPT app, not the Codex app, I asked the ChatGPT app the same question. Why would I need to do this? Why couldn't an AI do this for me? And ChatGPT said, oh yeah, sure. The AI could do that for you, but you don't understand. There's more to software than just, what you want in the interface. There's all kinds of things that need to be checked. There's security checks. There are things that we don't want to overwrite data that shouldn't be overwritten. We need race conditions accounted for. There's all kinds of complicated stuff that you need to do in an app, and you're just describing what you want. And I said, okay, that's true, but I've noticed that the app is going ahead and creating all kinds of guardrails and checks and doing all this stuff, even though I didn't ask for it. It already knows to do this stuff. So again, why couldn't I do this? And ChatGPT agreed with me. I guess it hadn't thought about that. Well, AIs don't think, right? Well, okay, whatever. So at that point, wow, I mean, holy vibrating bit mask. Wow. I was absolutely astonished here. This could really happen. And it's not years away. Really, it could happen right now. And then I came across an article this morning where somebody pointed out that vibe coding doesn't always do things right, that it can leave data exposed, that it can leave variables in the code with hard-coded words in them, and that is vulnerable. And I took that idea, that problem, to Codex and to ChatGPT, and I said, well, how come the AI doesn't check for it? I asked Codex directly, why don't you check for this kind of stuff, this kind of security leak? It's a leak of data inside the app. And Codex said, well, I could do that. It's time consuming, but if you want me to build that in to the code to check it before you release it, I'll certainly do that. I thought, oh, well, okay. Then where's the problem? It doesn't seem to be here. And yes, somebody would have to double check to make sure that that the Codex or the vibe coding app has really done all those security checks. But you could do that by writing code that introduces deliberate errors like that and have the vibe coding app check it. Sure, why not? Let it do that. But if it works, then why do we need the app? There's nothing here that the app offers other than really an obstruction, an interference between me and the things that I want done. I want to be reminded of these things. I want to keep track of certain things that I do in a spreadsheet now. I want the AI to keep track of them and be able to tell me what's going on and be able to draw inferences from them, to calculate things and tell me what it thinks of the data that I'm looking at and build pivot tables that it can display to me and all that stuff. There's no reason that the AI can't do that. Now, yeah, I know. AI can make mistakes. Yeah, well, man, I can make mistakes. And the thing is that I can ask the AI to prove it to me, to give me data that I can put into a real spreadsheet and check while we're in this transitional phase where we're not really sure that this is working what we want to do. There's no reason I can't do that. Right now, for example, I'm making a video, right? Yeah, I am. Of course I am. You're watching it right now. And when I get done with this video, I'm going to import it into iMovie and I'm going to edit it, and that's going to take me an hour or two. And then I'm going to go into Y2 Studio, YT YouTube Studio, and I'm going to bring it in and describe it and do all that stuff. But none of that is stuff that couldn't be done by AI. And it could show me the results. It could tell me ahead of time, this is what I'm planning to say. These are the fields that I'm going to fill in, and this is how I'm going to fill them in over at YouTube Studio. And let me know when you're happy with everything and ready to publish. It could also clean up my video. On this one, I deliberately did not take all the M's and R's out. I didn't edit it at all. I just let it go. But there's no reason that an AI couldn't just look at the video and strip those out and write me out a new video and say, hey, take a look at this. Is it good? Yeah. Or it might say, hey, here's this section here. You really need to re-record that. It's really clumsy and stupid. Okay, I'll re-record it. And that takes so much work out of my life. And here's the thing. It is still vibe coding if we have a AI system on my phone, on my iPad, on my computer. If we have that system that can do all these things locally and show me what it's about to do, show me what the results are going to be, then it is still vibe coding. It's just that I don't see it as code. And that's my point in this whole video. It's not that vibe coding really disappears. It's that while I may still see it as vibe coding, if we have an AI intelligent enough to do this, then it's invisible. There's no app coming out in between. And most people using this won't even think about apps at all. And again, yes, there will be code. Yes, the AI probably is going to write it in a little, well, its own language. It doesn't need to be anything that we know anything about. It doesn't need to be shortcuts. It doesn't need to be anything. All the AI has to do is know how to write the code and know how to run it at the appropriate times, and that's all it needs to do for us. So right now, with all this vibe coding going on, this is a transition period. This is a period before vibe coding disappears, sort of. It's still there, and there will still be people using it for now, I guess, to, well, I don't know. Will they be writing new computer languages with it? Do we need to write compilers with it? I don't know. I don't know whether AI is smart enough to write a compiler now. I'm starting to think probably it is, or can be. So maybe there's nothing there that the vibe coding to actually create an app, is necessary, because maybe it's all invisible behind the scenes. So there it is. And again, the hair that is one day going to kids with cancer who've lost their hair. Anyway, gets to my eyes sometimes. Anyway, again, I'm really want to know if you think I'm completely screwy here, and you don't have to call me an idiot, but you can if you want to. That's okay. I have a very thick skin. I don't care about stuff like that. But please provide some context for why you think I'm an idiot on this. Okay? Tell me why this idea will never work, that there will always be apps on our iPhones and our, Google. Oh boy, I don't follow Android anymore at all. When I worked at Apple, an Apple store, I used to know a bit about Android phones, but I never liked Android, and I have no idea now even what they're called. So anyway, whatever it is, if you think that this is ridiculous, please tell me and explain why it's ridiculous. I really appreciate it. Thank you.